In May 2015, a literal truckload of special edition Splatoon Amiibo was stolen in the UK. The shipment, which was en route to the UK retailer Game, contained the rare and coveted Splatoon Inkling Amiibo, which was only available in the UK through this specific special edition bundle. Nintendo publicly confirmed and apologized for the heist, as this meant they would be unable to fulfill customer pre-orders, leaving many buyers sad without their expensive plastic gizmos. Customers were offered a £10 refund as compensation for those affected by the theft. That's kind of a lame discount. It's kind of a lame discount, don't you think? I feel like those things used to cost more than £10 in the UK.
10 pounds of what? Sorry, I was trying to keep myself from not saying it again, but I'm like...
10 pounds of butter. It remains unclear about whether or not the thieves knew that they were stealing Amiibo, or if they just happened to steal a truck and got lucky. To this day, the case remains unresolved, and the heaping stock of stolen Amiibo are nothing more than a folk tale. Imagine that, like, they're stealing this truck thinking that they're scoring, right? Like, they're like, oh man, we got this truck of PS4s in here. Oh man, we're gonna walk away with some money. And then they open up the back, and like open it up and see it's just a bunch of plastic toys. And they're like, oh, all right, let's just burn the whole thing. Regardless of whether or not these guys knew what they had on their hands, this is really just the tip of the iceberg during the 2010s Amiibo craze. Amiibo!
Amiibo!
These plastic Nintendo figures swept up on the store shelves during the tail end of the toys to life craze in gaming. I remember when you could walk into Target and the game aisles were just overflowing with Skylanders figures, Lego Dimensions, Disney Infinity, and it wasn't long after the launch of Amiibo that the whole toys to life craze basically just went up in flames. The market was so flooded and oversaturated and expensive that it just became totally unsustainable. Yet somehow through the entire thing, Nintendo's Amiibo figures persisted through the market caving in on itself, and to this day, over a decade later, Nintendo still has new Amiibo figures launching at a pretty regular pace. Nowadays, you can walk into your local retailer and pick up just about any currently available Amiibo off the shelves, no problem. But in the mid to late 2010s, these things were a seriously hot commodity, and if you wanted to get your hands on the latest releases, it would require some serious commitment and dedication. Between stock shortages, collectors, scalpers, and weird pre-order glitches, these stinking things were not easy to come by. People would go to insane lengths just to get their hands on them, and so there are some pretty wacky stories related to this coveted Nintendo plastic that I wanted to talk about today. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna yap about some Amiibo shenanigans. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something different today. I'm getting on camera. I don't do this too often, but I'm kind of working in at like a different angle to my content here that I'd like to try out going forward. So yeah, if you're into it, if you dig it, if you like seeing my big monkey face, you should hit that like button and subscribe so I can do more. Yeah, I'm also joined today by my good pal Brandtendo. Hiya, Brandon.
Hey, man. Hey, Al, how's it going?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about some plastic today. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I actually got some plastic on my desk. I mean, in a strange way, I'm surrounded by plastic, actually, not gonna lie.
Me too, it's making me hungry. When Nintendo launched Amiibo in late 2014, demand massively outpaced supply. Major outlets covered how figures were disappearing instantly, frustrating fans and fueling scalping. Headlines focused on store exclusives selling out in minutes, retail websites crashing during pre-orders, fans lining up at Target, Best Buy, and GameStop, eBay resale prices reaching absurd levels. It became one of the first mainstream examples of Nintendo artificial scarcity being debated publicly. I got obsessed with collecting these things around that time. Like, I remember it was in high school, I believe, whenever these things were rolling out. And when the second wave was coming out, it was a school day. So, like, I went to GameStop, like, after the fact to like, try to pick them up, like, after they had opened up, thinking it wasn't gonna be any problem. I didn't know about, like, the shortages at the time. I wanted to get, like, Diddy Kong and Little Mac, I think, or something like that, because, like, they were a part of this second wave of Amiibo. And I just remember walking in, going up to the counter, like, you know, with, like, my little propeller hat and my lollipop in my hand, like, I want the Diddy Kong Amiibo, please. The you know, high school student. Well, I want the Amiibos.
That's just how I remember.
I remember the GameStop guy just like, he literally just goes like this. I fucking hate these things. And like they were completely out of them, and that was at the point where I realized, like, boy, this was not going to be a fun collectible for me. But man, I got sucked into it pretty much after that.
Oh yeah, man. No, I feel you. Like I literally just like first one I for sure got was Mega Man. I actually got that as a gift. From then on, I kind of got the one, at least like the ones that I was interested in. I mean, I kind of had heard about like the shortages, you know, people like buying a whole bunch of them or buying like one character, which was like the Rosalina. For some reason,
yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out what happened with that. I'm like, why would you do that?
I know, they just like scooped them all up. You're talking about the guy who bought like 1 million like Rosalina amiibos, right? Like,
yeah. I'm like, I remember hearing about that. I'm like, why would you, like, what kind of supervillain stuff is that?
Yeah, I think I remember that because it was just like some guy who, he just had this like huge hate boner for Rosalina for some reason, and like he just wanted to like buy them all up so nobody else could. Like, I don't know, it was bizarre. I don't even know how you did that, or how you could do that, because like, man, like, I don't know, I couldn't even get a hold of like one of the damn things, let alone the entire supply. Because of the shortages and the fact that some amiibo could be flipped immediately for 3 to 10 times the retail price, they became easy shoplifting targets. Stores like Target, Walmart, and GameStop reportedly dealt with figures being stolen directly from the shelves, empty packaging being left behind, like figures being swapped or package tampering, people grabbing entire restock pegs and running, and so, you know, this wasn't unique to amiibo, but the resale frenzy made them unusually attractive. I can't imagine doing that for like anything, honestly, but like, let alone amiibo. Just imagine some guy like going into the retailer, grabbing the whole fucking peg of like, you know, fucking figurines off the shelves and like hauling his fat ass with the kebab of like amiibo figures out the door, you know, running past security like.
I swear that this is just starting to remind me of something that's going on nowadays. Pokemon, but you know.
Yeah.
People just want to like have fun and collect them, but yeah, of course, you know, they always got to ruin the fun somehow. But
it's funny too because like security can't actually like do anything to you at stores like that, at like Targets and Walmarts and that kind of stuff. They're there just purely to have like a body to try and intimidate you and prevent you from walking out with shit. So they just got to watch your, you know, your ass hauling this amiibo kebab out the store. like,
oh man,
we got another runner. There were scattered reports on forums and local news of people arguing or nearly fighting during the store openings for exclusives like the gold Mario amiibo. I remember that one. I didn't try to get it myself, but like I do remember kind of like the hysteria around it. For some reason, it was just like this, I don't know, it was like this golden nectar or something like that. It was just highly coveted, but I don't know. Like, it's funny just thinking on like the amiibo craze in hindsight and just how like weird it was, like people fighting each other over a piece of plastic in the parking lot.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, again, times haven't changed, man. People were fighting over like cards, man. Like,
yeah.
like they'll do anything for that. But yeah, that, you know, that reminds me too. Like, you know, I saw like they had like the Mega Man amiibo. Like, I know that for the 3DS version of the Legacy Collection of like the Smash Brothers amiibo one, but it was gold. And I'm pretty sure that's like
right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, I would have loved to get that.
Man, I'd be curious to see how much those things are going for these days. Dave, throw up like an image on the screen with how much those are going for.
I'm actually kind of scared to see. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. We're both gonna find out together later on, I guess. It wasn't anything on the scale of major Black Friday violence, but there were enough stories of people cutting in line, employees being accused of holding stock for their friends, customers trying to buy entire shipments, and shouting matches over pre-order tickets. It sounds kind of goofy, but during the peak of amiibo scarcity, people got very invested.
Man, it's crazy to think that all of this was going on while my brain was like, I love amiibos, they're so cool, I want to get one.
I'm just trying to imagine like a GameStop employee, you know, trying to deal with some like entitled little fat kid like over fucking amiibo, you know, like, oh, where's Little Mac? I want my Little Mac! And, you know, just having the guy being like, you know, like, we don't have Little Mac. Little Mac is hamburger. I'm a quarter pound. You said something about like your dog turning Little Mac into a quarter pounder for you, right? Or something?
Oh, no. Yeah. So basically what happened is that, because I used to have Little Mac. Oh, God, I miss him so much. God bless. Yeah, Little Mac somehow happened to be under my bed, I guess. I had to take in these two dogs. They found Little Mac and I just remember seeing Little Mac just dismembered, and like just the only thing left of him was like his little boxing glove. I'm like, Little Mac, no! Like, I'm like, but luckily, like the dog's okay. Like believe it or not, I think he actually the dog actually ate Little Mac, and his hand was the only thing left.
Oh my god! The lengths at which people were willing to go for these things were kind of insane. So much so that stories of rare, defective Amiibo auctions even made headlines. A factory error Samus Aran amiibo with 2 arm cannons went viral after being listed on eBay. Gaming websites everywhere covered it because collectors were bidding into the thousands of dollars for what was essentially a production mistake. It became the most famous error amiibo story. Jesus, you know, like would that thing still be worth some bucks today? I don't know. Like I know there were some like rare, you know, at the time amiibo, but like they've dropped significantly in price since then, I believe. So I don't know. I'm just wondering about like would a factory error thing like that still, I don't know, would that still be going for anything?
You know, honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's kind of like, you know how people kind of look at dollar bills or like quarters to see if there's like some kind of like mistake on there or something, or some kind of print error. You know, that should bring it up. I'm like, I do remember that like the Martha amiibo or something had like their face all like derped looking like.
Yeah, I remember stuff like that too. Yeah, like some of those ones, like the early Marth ones being very funny looking, and same with the Villager, I think too.
Oh yeah.
I just can't ever imagine spending thousands of dollars on a single amiibo. Be a normal guy and spend thousands of dollars on many amiibo, you know? Aside from unusual manufacturing defects, many amiibo prints are still incredibly rare and sought after to this day. The QB amiibo in particular still being potentially the most infamously difficult amiibo to obtain. The figure was released only in Japan and was tied to the relatively niche Box Boy series. It had a limited run, and loose copies alone frequently sell for hundreds of dollars online. Sealed copies can go even higher. It became famous in collector circles for being extremely hard to obtain. Again, I gotta ask, like, who's spending that kind of money on amiibo? You know, like, I'm pretty sure I was suckered into like paying some scalper prices back then, here and there. But like, you know, the price of like scalped amiibo from back then, it's kind of crazy looking back, because like that's just what the price of amiibo are today now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know, you're paying like 35, 40, 50 bucks for a single amiibo figure, and that's just what they cost now. You go to Target and that's just what they are. Yeah,
it's just like what's the end game here?
I guess the end game is, I don't know, saying goodbye to all your money. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like,
or your house because you sold it.
Yeah, remortgage your house for some, you know, Wii Fit trainers or something. Speaking of Wii Fit trainers, nobody expected the Wii Fit trainer amiibo to become rare until stores got tiny shipments and collectors panicked. The yoga instructor figurine became one of the hottest resale items online. I also remember this. I think this might have been like one of the earliest examples I can think of like having to pay above retail price for one of these stupid figurines. Like, at least I think. I don't know if I actually have a Wii Fit trainer. Do I have a Wii Fit trainer?
A friend of mine does, or they did. I actually, they balanced it on top of my head one time at a con, but I was always making fun of it. Just like, man, imagine like, because you know how like she does like the pose, her one leg. I'm like, imagine that shit that breaks off and it's just, you just got one foot. It's just a Wii Fit trainer. You just got a leg and a foot and a leg. I didn't even know that there was even like, I guess like a scarcity of it or a rarity of it. I had no idea. I thought they were just, there they are.
I think it was one of those ones where it was like Nintendo wasn't confident in printing a whole bunch of them because, you know, I don't know, Wii Fit Trainer maybe not the most popular character, so they sent out like limited shipments, and so it just became like this hot commodity, I guess. Other amiibo like the Mega Yarn Yoshi, Solaire of Astora, and Naviru, I don't know how to pronounce that, amiibo are still very rare and expensive to this day, often selling for hundreds of dollars packaged or loose. Woof. You know, I got fed up with the whole ruckus around the amiibo, like, I don't know, at a certain point, and I just like had to dip from the whole thing. I think I did end up buying like most of the Smash lineup. Like, I definitely have a pretty hefty amount of Smash Bros. Amiibo, but I definitely kind of started to fizzle out towards the end, like, I think into the second Fighter's Pass in Ultimate's days. I kind of started to, I just kind of like, I don't know, I just dipped on the whole thing.
the most recent one that I could remember buying, like, you know, before I, you know, stopped buying them like all together was like, I think it was Ryu, and then of course King K. Rool, which I have in mint condition, signed by some guy named Uncleo.
I completely forgot all about that amiibo. That, like I said, I almost feel bad because I feel like I like ruined it. Like they just
no, not at all. It's awesome.
The signature is so bad. It looks so bad. I'm like, oh jeez.
Oh no. Well, you know, everybody's got their own, you know, signature, man. I mean, it's, you know, it's not about like.
I know. I gotta work on mine. I gotta work on mine. I can sign my real name. I'm signing Uncle Al. I don't usually do that, so I gotta work on that.
All right, you know, it's a one of a kind, you know.
That's true.
It was the beta test.
With as rare and expensive as these damn things are, Nintendo certainly didn't do much to help with the issue in the early days, as they often teamed up with retailers to launch exclusive amiibo, which created a whole different kind of backlash. There were a handful of exclusive figures that became controversial, like Gold Mario being exclusive to Walmart, Meta Knight to Best Buy, and Lucario to Toys R Us. Fans argued that Nintendo was turning collecting into a scavenger hunt. Several outlets wrote about how impossible it was to complete a set without driving across multiple stores. Yeah, that shit used to piss me off. Like, I remember standing out in front of a Toys R Us. I lined up at Toys R Us to get the Bowser Jr. amiibo because it was exclusive to the place. And I think it was like the same day that Mario Maker was coming out. So there was like an exclusive 8-bit Mario amiibo too that was launching alongside it. I think. Yeah. I think that's what was going on.
That's funny you mentioned the Bowser Jr. thing. I'm like, man, because like I remember like a lot of them were like exclusive to certain stores. I mean, like Meta Knight at Best Buy. Wow. Yeah, I do remember the I thought that was really cool. I wish I would have gotten it when I had the chance, but it looked really. It was like literally like Mario, but like as a 3D figure, like the 8-bit version. You know, like the wow, so retro guy. Yeah. Retro version of him, but
yeah, I'm trying to think. Man. Like I don't remember how in depth I got with like the going to stores to try to get the store exclusive ones. I mean, like I know well, at least I'm pretty sure I have a Lucario. I definitely have Bowser Jr. And I want to say I think I pre-ordered Meta Knight online and like had to go to the store to pick it up or something like that. I don't know. Certain tech communities, tired of Nintendo's frustrating rollout of figures and lack of transparency regarding the supply and restocks, figured out how to clone Amiibo NFC data into blank NFC tags. This spawned news coverage about homemade Amiibo cards, ethical debates about piracy versus accessibility, and tutorials that spread online showing you how to make this stuff happen. It changed how many players interacted with Amiibo, especially for games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where rare Amiibo unlocked useful items. Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, dude, if you're Nintendo and you're making something that is very clearly popular, and you're sitting around, I don't know, jorking your Piener Schnitzel instead of like, you know, making more of these goddamn stupid toys that people are willing to pay for. Like, look, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, dude, but like, you got the winning lottery numbers right there in your hands and you never went to cash them in. Like, it's kind of on you at that point if people start looking for alternative ways of accessing content that you're locking behind the figures. So, you know. That's
crazy. I kind of forgot people could do that, or you can do that. Like, I'm like, how do people figure this out? You know what I mean? Just like you're able to like just extract like Amiibo data, I guess, you know, emulate it somehow. And that's very interesting.
Yeah, they got some real like, I don't know, tech wizards or something out there like working their magic, because I don't know how that shit works. However, ironically enough, in an instance where Nintendo finally attempted to learn from their mistakes and stock up a plentiful supply of Amiibo for a change, they way overestimated how many they would need. Noticing the huge hype and demand around the Smash series Amiibo, Nintendo overproduced the Animal Crossing line of Amiibo figures that went on to sit on store shelves for years, untouched, unwanted, and unloved. I remember going into Five Below like some years after those things had come out, and like, yeah, they had like bins full of these stupid things. Like, I'm pretty sure they just, I don't know, Target was like right next door to them, and I'm pretty sure they just like offloaded like all of those things onto Five Below. Like, here, just take them from us, sell them.
The shelves are full. We can't even put them on top of the risers, man. Let them have the rest. Like, but man, yeah, are you talking about like the one that's like some of the like the characters, like?
Yeah, they had like some of the additional characters and stuff, and like, you know, they were intended to go along with this this game specifically for the Wii U. It was like Animal Crossing Party or something like that. It was like a party game. And apparently it wasn't very good. So like, I don't know, it was a huge like mix of bad circumstances, I think, because you know, first of all, you have like this huge dump of figures that like people already don't really want that much, combined with the failure of the Wii U at the time, and like nobody was buying Wii U's or games. And then on top of that, like the game that these Amiibo were intended for was just not very good. So it was like, it was just like this bad combination of things.
Yeah, man, it was like some kind of like the fall of the Rome Empire or some shit, you know, for Amiibos.
While the explosive early days of Amiibo sales and hype have definitely slowed down over the years, Nintendo still produces and sells figures to this day across many of its various franchises, including Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, Metroid, and so on. They are far easier to obtain, though the price on these little gizmos has definitely climbed up, alongside the quality of their prints and the scale of the figures themselves, making them more of a luxury item or collector's item than something that you could go out and decide to nab for a little extra game content. Like I said, outside of a couple of isolated instances, like I just don't really go for these things anymore. I did pick up the Bonanza Amiibo because, like, yeah, of course I did. I had to. It's Donkey Kong, of course. But like, I mean, it's a nice looking figure. You know what? Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna grab it right off my shelf. It's right behind me. Give me 1 sec.
Oh man, I can't wait to see this.
Oh boy, this thing is dusty.
Oh man. Just how they were intended to be.
Yeah, for real.
That's all messed up.
Look at this thing. This is a nice little. That's a nice little quality figure right there, if I do say so myself. Wow. Brandon sees it right now.
Yeah. Wow. That's so. Wow. The details. Oh man, gosh, it's just so. Oh wow. I love it.
It's dusty. It's been sitting up there a while. I would have loved to have picked up like the Air Riders Amiibos, but like, dude, those things are so freaking expensive. They cost almost as much as the game itself. If you buy all of the Air Riders Amiibos, like you're coming up pretty close to the freaking price of a Switch 2 at that point. You know? It's like, whew. No, it's okay. I'm good. I'm good. I wouldn't mind having them. I love Kirby Air Ride. Not for that. Not for that.
Yeah, man, it's just like, whew, that's kind of like, I mean, you must be, you gotta be a hardcore, I mean, I wouldn't say like, you know, not even just getting them, I mean, it's understandable. Yeah, you definitely would need to, like, be Mr. Moneybags just to get, like, all of them, and then, of course, I'm sure they're nice, but, yeah. Whew.
I can't really collect anymore anyway, like, even if I wanted to, have, like, a place to display them, I have cats, and they're a problem. Look, this guy right here. He's sleeping. He's sleeping right now, but he's a menace. So let me pass it off to you. Do you guys remember the good old days of the Amiibo craze? You know, were you sucked into it like myself and a lot of other people? Do you still go out of your way to collect Amiibo to this day? Leave any and all thoughts you have regarding Amiibo in the comments below, because I want to hear from you. I think that would be cool, and you're probably very sexy. Rawr.
Whoa.
Whoa, slow down there. At least take me out to dinner first. Let me know if you guys would want to see more videos like this in the future, covering, you know, just funny little topics. Yeah, I do have a couple more in the chamber that I think we're gonna go ahead and run and see how they do. So, yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to those. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining me today, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. So, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.